What's up, everybody? This is Mike with Loud Rumor, and I'm providing you with an update as you are our customer, and this is something that affects you, so definitely watch this video. But good news, it affects you positively. This is something that's going to do really, really well for us. We strongly believe that, and I want to show you exactly what it's about. And if you can see it up here, it's about ad fatigue. So some of you guys may have already heard about this, as I know a lot of you have already done Facebook advertising at a good level, and you just hired us to take it off your plate and run it at a much better system. And others just really didn't know what they were doing in Facebook, and you just hired us to really take the reins. And so briefly, ad fatigue is something that happens once your ads are doing really well. Let's say you're getting 5 to 20 leads a day, everything's going great, and then all of a sudden one day you get like 0 to 2 leads a day, and that happens for a couple days in a row. And sometimes that just never ends up going away because you're totally fatigued and you're still running while you're tired, right? So ad fatigue is something that's common. It's not an uncommon thing. Every single campaign goes through ad fatigue at one point or another. Now, some of you guys have been with us for a couple months and you haven't noticed ad fatigue yet. It might still happen to you. It might not, but it'd be very rare if it doesn't. Others have been with us for 3 weeks or 4 weeks and still haven't really experienced it yet. And a couple of you have been with us for that long and have, but you don't know it because we've done a good job of making sure that we're changing things and optimizing to keep it going. But we're noticing that even when we do that, more times than not, it doesn't work as well. And so I wanted to explain to you what we've decided to do to make sure you're always spending your money in the best way possible. There's 2 things that we care about as far as KPIs to make sure that we're getting you what you care about, which is more members, right? So at a good price. So there's 2 things that we care about. One is quantity of leads. We want to get you a bunch of quality leads, right? And then 2 is cost per lead. We want to make sure we're getting you a cost per lead that makes sense. Now, everybody has a different cost per lead goal. Some of you guys are maybe only charging $100 a month, and your retention rate may only be 3 to 4 months, so you really need that cost per lead to be around $5. Others are charging $200, $300 a month for their services, and they retain members for an average of 14 months, and if you had a cost per lead of $50, you'd be thrilled. I don't think any of you are ever getting close to that in our program, but to give you an idea, $50 would make a lot of sense if you're selling that way. But most of our clients have a goal of keeping it at least under $25 cost per lead, and really that $5 to $10 cost per lead is what we're used to seeing and what we want to continue seeing. So ad fatigue is something that messes that up because we'll get, let's say in the first usually 1 to 12 days, that's a typical time frame. 1 to 12 days, we'll get a really good streak of leads at a cost per lead that's suitable, $5 to $10, and we'll get anywhere from 5 to 20 leads per day, which is great. However, once we hit a certain point, it seems to be 12 is around a common number, all of a sudden we drop and we don't get as many leads, and nobody likes that. And so some of you hit it as soon as 5, 6 days, and we want to make sure we definitely do something there. Now let's talk about why that might happen so you know why. The main reason why that happens is because of the reach and what happens within that reach. So for instance, you take somebody that's in Chino Hills, the reach is really great. I mean, we have 150 to 200,000 people. We can get extremely niche and targeted and still be over at 100,000 people in the reach. But then you take something like Scottsdale, Arizona, a little bit of a tighter reach. You can go pretty broad and still only maybe max out at about 60 or 70,000 people in the reach at broad, and which we don't want too broad. We want to really focus on the right people. So that being said, that's factor 1. Factor 2 could be because of the people that were within that reach have a lot of people targeting that same type of person that we're targeting and using Facebook ads to do it. So Facebook has to kind of pick and choose and how to really give everybody a fair shot at this. And so when we keep the same offer running, or the same ad copy, or the same image, or the same targeting, or the same sets, or whatever, all these different things that we can change, when we keep it running for too long, Facebook believes it's starting to get stale and wants to give somebody else a shot. So the trick is to really keep it fresh. And we've learned that when we do make some changes, it works and it goes really, really well. But unfortunately, more often than not, even those changes don't work as well as when it was fresh. So we've tested some stuff, and we want to share some good news with you that we found a way to make sure we can get as many leads as we'd like at a cost that we'd like with the same budget per month by working in this strategy. So here's what we're going to do. Let's say you have a $1,000 monthly budget for your spend, which that's our minimum. For a lot of you guys that are working with, all you guys really that are watching are working with us, so you all know that the 1,000 is a minimum. Some of you guys watching are spending $2,000, $3,000 per month, whatever it is, but let's say you're at $1,000, keeps it simple. So at $1,000 per month, that means your average budget per day is $33 per day, which is what we would run it on an ongoing. You know, in the first 10, 12 days, or whatever it be, maybe 5 days, maybe 20 days, maybe 3 months, you're getting a cost per lead and a number of lead that we really like, so we never really want to touch it, and we won't. But let's say you're the account that we're working with, you personally, whoever's watching it, and let's say on day 12, we just see a drop. And it just gets to the point where we're, okay, you know, we were getting 10, 12, 15 leads a day, now we're like at 2, and nothing's really changed. So what we're going to do, instead of making a whole bunch of modifications while running it live and seeing if it works, what we've learned is if we pause the campaign right there for about 2 to 5 days, and there's a reason it's 2 to 5, and I'll tell you in a second, but if we do that, and then on day, let's say, 16, we relaunch it with new changes, we're going to see a much better response. We have seen a much better response when we do this. So instead of spending your money to test, which is really what we all do, right? Every marketing agency does that. We wanted to not spend our money while testing when we already believe that this isn't the most effective way to test as compared to this. So now what makes it 2 to 5 days? If let's say you were getting 15, 20 leads a day and all of a sudden you started getting, let's say 4, 5, we may only do it for 2 days because 4 or 5 is not like a huge drop. But let's say you were getting 10, 15 leads a day and all of a sudden you go to like 0 or 1, then we may stretch out 5 days just to really make sure we're fresh. Now, when we come back here, well, what happened to the budget that we didn't use here? Let's say we went 5 days not spending $33. That's over $150 that we could have spent, that we didn't spend, that we said it's okay for you guys to spend. Well, what we'll do is we'll increase the daily budget on the next however many days we took a break. Let's say we took a break for 5 days. On the next 5 days, we'll increase the daily budget since we know this is when we're going to actually get the most leads at the best cost per lead because it's fresh. So instead of your ads shutting off when you spend $33, like what may happen in the first 12 days, what we'll actually do is be able to hit a much higher number during the best time when we get the most leads at the lowest cost per lead. Now, eventually, we may hit ad fatigue. We will hit ad fatigue again. And when we do, we're going to cycle through the same process. Maybe take a 2 to 5 day break and then make changes during that time, relaunch it. So at the end of the month, you're still going to spend your $1,000, but we're going to spend it a lot better because instead of testing and maybe not something's not working, some things are working, we're going to test and then launch the test during a time that we know it should be better anyway because it's fresh. Facebook loves fresh. So this is the new process that we're going to be implementing starting right away. Now, not everybody's going to get it right away because not all of you are at ad fatigue right now. Some of you may not hit ad fatigue for another couple months. Some of you may not hit it for another 10 days. Some of you may hit it tomorrow. But whenever we hit it with your company, what we're going to do is pause it. So you may notice a 2 to 5 day period where we're not getting any leads, but you're not spending any money. Great thing is during that time frame, use that time to catch up on the leads that we've already gotten you, follow up with them 5, 6, 8, 10 times. You know, book the intros, do all the things you have to do, follow up with people that have come in for intros, maybe you didn't have that time to follow up with, see how things are going, see if they can come in again, see if they can bring a friend, do all the things that you can do in that time frame to make the most, and then we'll keep that process going. My ultimate goal is getting you a bunch of leads at the lowest cost per lead possible. This is a plan that I truly believe I would do for myself, I would do for everyone I love, my friends, my family, and you guys I love too, because you guys are what put food on my family's table, and this is what I'm going to do for you as well. So it definitely adds a little bit more work for our account managers, as you can tell, right? There's pausing, there's starting, there's a lot of changes that have to be made. So we're probably going to work about 10% more, 15% more on every single account, but I think it's for the best, and it's something I'm willing to do because I truly believe this is what I would do for myself. Hopefully I did a great job and I covered it all. Hopefully you guys trust us as much as it seems like you always have, and I appreciate your business and your trust. And we're always focused on doing the right things and getting you guys the best results we possibly can. We're really passionate about the fitness industry right now. We've always been passionate about marketing. And of course, you guys are what keeps our business going. And it's important that we're helping you guys achieve your goals, because that's the only reason we exist. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you appreciate the update. And we look forward to continuing a great relationship with you. Thanks. What's up, everybody? Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this video valuable, then head over to loudrumor.com and subscribe so that we can actually send you more videos and information just like this to help you grow your fitness studio or gym. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can get updated every time we post more new videos. Thanks for watching.